Hi everybody, it's Sean from GoPart.com. We're here today with this 2006 Toyota Corolla. We're going to be showing you how to change the interior door handle. Sometimes these can break, or the mechanism on the back can break, and then you end up having to do the running around to the outside to let the other person out of the car. It can make you look like a gentleman sometimes, but for the most part it's something you're going to want to get fixed. It is a pretty simple procedure. What we're going to need, because we do obviously have to remove the door panel, we're going to be using a Phillips screwdriver. This is a ratcheting screwdriver, not really necessary, just personal preference. We're using a small flat blade screwdriver. I have a 10mm socket with a ratchet and a small extension, and then of course the door panel clip tool. This is for popping the retaining clips free that line the back of the door panel. You can get by with a putty knife, and in some cases a flat blade screwdriver. If you do elect to go with the screwdriver, one thing I do want to warn you about is just be careful as you're prying out. You don't want to damage the panel in any way. In truth, you don't want to damage anything, but the clips are far easier to replace. You can usually buy them by the package of 10 or so at a local parts store. So yeah, we'll go ahead and take off the door panel and we'll show you how to replace the interior door handle. So first things first, small flat blade screwdriver. We're going to pry and we're going to lift the door rest, or the armrest here. Just a couple of clips hold it on. Pops right off. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing for our power window switch. Pry and lift the power window switch, same kind of clips. There are two wiring harnesses on the underside, one for your power door lock switch and one for your window switch. So you use your little flat blade screwdriver to push down the tab. They should pull free pretty easily. Sometimes they can give you a bit of a hard time, but usually with a little bit of oomph you can get them undone there. And then our power window switch is free. Now, with the small flat blade screwdriver, open up the little screw cover inside the interior door handle. You'll find a Phillips screw there. There are also two Phillips screws that were exposed by removing the armrest. Ours is actually missing one. Hopefully yours isn't. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. So we'll go ahead and loosen and remove those three Phillips screws. Okay, now I had already pried and removed this small panel here. We have the upgraded speaker. Your vehicle may not. It doesn't really make too much of a difference, but you just use the flat blade screwdriver to pry and remove it. Now, with those screws removed, what we're going to do is we're going to give it a tug. Sometimes with these you don't really need the door panel clip tool. As you saw, mine just sort of popped right off. So what we do then is we pop those free, and then you can lift the door panel right off the door frame here. You'll see that there's a small lip here. Oh, looks like we lost our little pull cup there, so we'll have to remedy that. But either way, you see this small lip. That's going to hang right on the door panel, so we'll lift and remove that. Okay, now, replacing the interior door handle is fairly simple now the door panel's off. There are two small tabs that secure the handle to the door frame. So we go ahead and just slide the handle back toward the hinge side, and you see these two cables. They attach to the back of the handle assembly. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull those free of the assembly, and then you want to disengage them from the handle itself. and it comes right out. Again, it isn't uncommon for the handle to break or the mechanism inside to wear out. I usually recommend, if you want to put a little bit of lubricant in there on the spring, go ahead and do so. Ours looks like it's in really good shape in that regard, so I'm not going to add any for this. But if you were going to replace it, you would just simply toss your other one, grab your new one. You want to go ahead and the green cable attaches to the bottom. You'll see what I mean. They aren't the same attaching mechanism. This has sort of a little ball hammer on it. This is more of a hook. You can easily see the difference whenever you look up close there. So we'll go ahead and attach our locking rods, our cables to the back of the handle. Okay, and then what we'll do is you'll see a small tab here. We'll slide that into the door. That tab snaps right in. And then we'll reattach our door panel. And our interior door handles fixed. So before we reattach the door panel, we were doing some work inside the door. Maybe that was what you were watching for, maybe it wasn't. Either way, we're going to go ahead and reattach this metal protective plate here. It's just 3 Phillips screws. So we can kind of get them in sort of hand tight. You are screwing in the plastic. There's like little plastic sort of beds that you screw into there. Don't have to over tighten it, just get enough there to keep it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and reattach the door panel. We'll go ahead and you want to make sure that you feed the wiring harnesses through the opening in the door there. And then we'll hang the panel over the lip there. It should fit right down on top. There we go. Pull your harnesses through. Just kind of want those where you can easily access them. And you want to be firm, not too firm. You want to re-engage those retaining clips on the back. So those will all pop right back into place. Okay, and that's what's going to secure everything there. Reattach our little trim panel. There's little hooks here that you want to make sure get down inside there. That snaps right into place. Tighten the Phillips screw inside the interior door handle. Close that little door. Ours has been opened multiple times, so it doesn't really close the way you want it to anymore. The little snap is sort of worn out. Tighten the Phillips screws here. Okay. To reattach power window switch, what we're going to do is you just simply snap both of the plugs back into place. Snap both those in. Put that down. Snap that into place in a moment. Pop on your armrest, and you're all set.